Big, huge shout out to the VIP guys. It's London. We are live. I want to go ahead and welcome all of our first time. If you're first time, guys, in terms of listening to the channel, my name is London, and we have a group VIP. We are the number one trade group. That is what we try to always accomplish, guys. We accomplished it in 2021. I'm going to go ahead and send out some links real quickly. Make sure everybody is in the audience. Hope you guys are doing well. I'm a former financial professional, just to get these, I guess, the pleasantries out of the way. And I don't know, guys. It's not financial advice, but to the extent that you need some, go pick some up at maybe J.P. Morgan or something like that. We have had some members here, X, and I don't know, some different from J.P. Morgan to BlackRock, etc. And this is where a lot of people find their, I'd say their what would you say? Kind of their, excuse me. Let me get a sip of coffee real quickly here. But this is where a lot of professionals, financial professionals, excuse me, will find, pardon me, will find a little bit of a home here in terms of just kind of a rest spot, okay? A little bit of a place where we can focus on real technical analysis. And I'm talking about like New York Institute of Finance level, that level. We follow New York Institute of Finance quite a bit, both on like social media, etc. I always encourage people if they'd like to be formally certified with the New York Institute of Finance that you go ahead and do that. I have spoken with them in person, etc. And a lot of us are certified in markets and different, what would I say, just different areas, and we really feel it makes a difference. Okay, we also have a kind of a family vibe, at least a professional slash family vibe, and that's real important to us as well. Just in terms of the type of community that we like to put together, we know there's a lot of there's a lot of go get 'em kind of guys in crypto. We'd like to be able to talk about the essentials of technical analysis, put it in a framework that makes sense. That's not only logical, but it's borderline. I'd say borderline professional. Okay, in terms of the way that it's presented. So that's a long story short, and maybe you guys are relaxing. Maybe you're sitting back. We're in some kind of critical zones right now. I've got a few different indicators right now on the map that I don't always focus on. One would be volume. I want to talk about volume. We'll go through the Bitcoin chart. Just a nice looking chart, guys. Very, very nice. Why is it nice? Because both of these levels are our targets. You're looking at the 4 hourly right now with the 34,570. I also didn't do this. I need to do the actual total introductions because we have who else, guys? We have Josh on the bottom, $1 million champ from 2021, and we have all the VIP will be scrolling through the bottom. You guys will see that, okay? You'll see the pictures, etc. That's our top level of membership. You guys, what's up? Shout out to me in the chat if you can. I would appreciate that so we can interact just a bit. And in terms of the top of the channel, you guys see it's Angel. That's just, he is who he is. He's the kind of guy, and he makes no apologies ever. He is a very upfront and center about who he is. He is a extremely good investor. Okay, I'll say that. And he is an extremely good trader. We are very excited to have him. The $1,000 Super Chat King at $56,000. 56.5. I need to change that, update it. But the $1,000 Super Chat King, he's just, yeah, he's the king of the channel. He's a good friend and like a brother. I just really mean that. I really appreciate everything. Angel, you being here is really it's a treat, brother. It's nice when we get to invest, do what we want to do. We get to trade, and we get to do it with people that we like hanging out with, that we really get along with. It's just it could not have come together better in terms of 2021 and 2022. Now, what we're looking at right now is, and now this volume profile is a little bit aggressive in here. I can kind of tone this down, but I'm glad I have the volume right now in terms of the overall volume because we're looking for a breakout. I want to put this in context. This is on Bitcoin. Is it going to affect all of your coins? Yes. Tonight I'm also going to be going over DOT, okay? If you guys have not been paying attention to DOT, you have really been missing out. And I don't want to say that I've kind of held this in the back for, in terms of Angel. We've been communicating about this quite a bit, but hey guys, what's going on? We'll go over the technicals here in just a second. Yeah, in terms of the dropping or not, etc. We'll go over the technicals. Want to go over DOT has been in a phenomenal range. As you see the trading range on DOT, guys, it does not get much sweeter than that. So I've been discussing that somewhat heavily with Angel. And Angel, I'm just excited about the fact that DOT is up and out of that range. What has it contacted? Let's go through that real quickly. In terms of the 4 hourly, we have come into contact. You know the trend is your friend. I like that indicator quite a bit. I don't recommend too many indicators, but guys, if you haven't added, and everyone take note of this, if you guys are just watching and trying to flip through channels to find something else real quickly, look, trend is your friend. Go ahead and add that indicator, okay? I normally take off a lot of the different signals that it may have in terms of the upper or lower bands. All these bands bands, the colored bands. I take them off. But what I like about it, it's a real nice presentation of the 100 and the 200. Okay, that orange line and the purple line. Okay, the orange and the purple. And you just watch. I mean, if you guys, if you're worried about like where, yeah, I just say it. I'm not a point and buy, point and sell kind of guy. I'm not. Everyone who around me knows that for sure. London's not going to tell you when to buy, when to sell. We go over the technicals. If I see bull, I say bull. You guys know that absolutely. At 30. Just under 30,000 on Bitcoin beforehand. Yeah, 29,750 bull. It was bull. So in terms of DOT right now, I just want to bring up these moving averages, right? These moving averages have been kind of crucial areas, I'd say, that we need to conquer as we would look at this in terms of the 4 hourly. You're coming up on that 100 on the trend is your friend, and I really like that indicator with all the other noise off of it. Just we're right at that 100. I want to see DOT get up into at least the 200, okay? That would essentially mean, depending upon the time frame it takes to get up to the 200, we will break out of a bullish pattern. Okay, the bullish pattern has been right a little bit in disguise as the 85 days of Bitcoin has retraced. You guys know that because it hasn't always really completed, whether or not on DOT or don't even talk about Bitcoin. It's been 3 or 4 bullish patterns that just haven't wanted to complete. So that's been the challenge to the traders. And if you guys have made it this far, I have a good feeling you're going to make it, okay, in terms of the overall 2022 outlook. You guys are going to get it. So in terms of this resistance to support, Now this resistance coming up on DOT, I'm just looking forward to it. I wanted to again, the immediate concern is on the 4 hourly. I wanted to get past this specific line here. This is the 100 moving average on the 4 hourly, okay, on that 4 hourly. That's my key focal right now, and I want to get up to that 200, which is about to $22, about $22.85 thereabouts, and that may change, okay, depending upon how long it takes to get there. Just some aggressive price action in the last few days, and Angel really excited that in terms of the bottom, I think you probably caught this one. This is a great story. You probably caught this one, and I know I got this one. Bam, in terms of the target. So just very, very nicely done. From that bottom to the top, you're up max nearly 30% now just on spot. That's nice. 25 to 30% on spot in 8 days. What's going on? That is nice. I'm really excited that we did that targeting. And yeah, Angel's a great story in terms of the mind frame, guys, that it takes, the mindset. Let's get back to Bitcoin, and we'll go through the other coins as well tonight. But really excited about this price action on DOT. I want you guys to know what a good coin looks like to trade. If you don't know what to trade, well, everything looks chaotic. Man, I'll just tell you, this is the type. I love trading anything that looks like this, and I've said that so many times. Shout out to the VIP. Let me know that you're in the community chat. But this kind of price action, you've heard me so many times say it. I love trading things that look like this. Why is it? And guys, we're not the quick answer. That's it. Let's hit the road. We spend a lot of time on our technicals, so we will get into the technicals on BTC in just a minute. We will get into that. But in terms of the wave formation, a classic wave formation, anytime I can find a nice range like this, and yeah, and Angel is just nice, very nice in terms of the overall range here, with the expectation to get up and out of that range. It just had a bullseye target on it, literally, as much as TradingView will let that happen. We were just in that, so that's the form and function of the buy the sell, just really nicely done on DOT. So very excited to see that. Polkadot is a nice. I just like the feel of it. I'll just say that again. There are some peripheral projects around it that I'm not crazy about, just to be honest. But in terms of Polkadot, I can't say anything negative about it. I just cannot. I have to tell you that. So I'm looking forward to seeing how 2022 will treat individuals who are looking to really enter at a low level. So that's exactly what we've done on DOT in terms of trying to approach DOT and all of the coins. So as we look at Bitcoin, it's a great segue into Bitcoin. Why? Well, Bitcoin and DOT, let's just say for the record, is leading the ETF coins, currently up 2.45% at $20, right over that $20. We're looking for a higher price than that, I will tell you. So as we would look at BTC, okay, now on Bitcoin, let's go over. Now, what was the nice segue? The lower targets, right? Because this is a very different discussion that I'll have with people right now, and you guys, everyone will agree, because we had these targets here. Now, I'm not a stickler for this in terms of the approach that we would take, right? That, well, you have to hit your targets, right? But the whole idea, people will say, well, I want to buy the dip, right? Okay, you want to buy the dip. You can buy the dip. Great. Well, that would just, include potentially, even if you're not specifically buying at a target, that's a completely different deal than buying the dip, right? You could get charged up, and when it's really mean and red, and you have a real mean red candle ongoing, right? And it's just, it's pouring powering down, if you want to call that a dip, well, you can try and do that. I guess you could try and take that approach. In terms of saying I'm going to buy the dip, right? I mean, if you're going to watch your computer 24/7 and just wait for it to really hammer down like this and you're going to buy it then, well, I guess that is an approach, okay? That is an approach. What we do is we set up pricing targets, okay? They're there. They're going to be there. They're on the order books. Nobody can ignore them. Right, and there are a few specific levels I want to go over on Bitcoin. Absolutely, some real specific levels in terms of Bitcoin in this area. And guys, just in the chat, want to say what's going on. Yeah, if you guys would like to join us at our base camp, we would like to have you guys in the base camp. Absolutely, that's pretty much what we reserve the badge holders in that general room there. We do have, I think Angel has a wrench, so whenever he wants to show up, he can deal with those guys. He's the guy with the wrench. So in terms of the overall pricing, I want to talk about a level that nobody's talking about. I brought it up earlier today to the VIP. And no one else is discussing this specific line with the level of specificity that we're discussing it with. So please pay attention to this, guys. If you can, please hone in because it affects every coin right now in terms of the your correlation with BTC is just going on. So let's take a look at Bitcoin right now. And guys, what have I done here? I've gone to the candles. Okay, now on the candles, I've got. Okay, I'm gonna use the Snap 2 grid function. The Snap 2 grid function, just the magnet on the left-hand side. This is the Pro Premium Edition of TradingView. Get it, okay? Real easy. Whatever it is, if it's whatever it is, just get it, guys. Just go for it, okay? Now click on the magnet. There's going to be a magnet tool on the left. Get that. Then set up on your trend lines. I want you to go to your. Please do this, okay? I'm just going to recommend you do this. If you're on a small handheld device, it's not going to work. If you're watching this on a little screen, the point is put this on a big screen TV, right? Put it on a big screen TV or at least a nice computer monitor, something where you can see the technicals forming, right? Don't stick yourself with a little with a small handheld device. That's not what these streams are made for. We need to hone in and look at these technicals. So in terms of the technicals here, we want to snap to grid, bam, right at the top of that 69,000. About 69,000. What is it about? We'll just call it flat 69,000. That's fine. We want to snap to grid, bam, right on that. Then we want to take the trend line, and just to show you how it's done, we want to take that trend line after we've snapped it. And where do we want to draw it to? Well, we want to start there at the top. Then we want to draw to. And let me do this. We want to draw to this next area right in here. Okay, so we want to take it while it's still snapped to grid, right? We want to take it and we want to snap it exactly to the most exterior point that we can find. Okay, then what do we want to do? And I'm just going to cover this because people don't do it and people wind up missing levels. Then we want to extend to the right. What's going on, guys? Shaman, what's going on? Flojo, yo, Flojo, what's up? And Cody, what's going on, guys? Nice to see you here. Hope you guys are joining up with Basecamp. Yeah, we have a great, guys, I just got to tell you guys, the people in the back in terms of our VIP, they're killing it. Shout out to Freddie. Freddie, what's up? Freddie is killing it in the back. I love watching Freddie trade. He's a great guy, and he's just killing it, guys, just so you know. I think he started off at Basecamp. He upgraded to VIP. And, guys, we tell people we have the top trade group. I mean it. I mean, I'm just going to say I mean it because I know that I see the other participants in the market. I see how they're doing and how they're not doing, what they're discussing, what they're not discussing. And like Angel says, we don't shop out our TA. We just don't do it. It's that's one of the most critical functions is doing your own TA, being able to really distinguish, and not in a flash second. I like what's being said today or not, or I don't like it's a lot more than that. It's a developed routine that you get into in terms of the analytics that you're going to put forth on your TA. For instance, right, this specific level right here that I've just lined out with the snap to grid function, boom, boom. What does that give us on the 4 hourly? Okay, you can do this on the 4 hourly. Watch your time frames a little bit on this, guys. Do it on the 4 hourly or the 30-minute for right now on BTC. I want to show you exactly what we hit down here. Okay, and this is just a line that nobody's talking about. That in terms of the approach to get there and just making sure. I mean, we have to ensure that the participants and you guys are absolutely looking at the same level. Now, if you snap to grid and you double-click on it, then it's going to give you the option to extend right line. Boom. Okay, we extend right line. We check that. Then, bam. That's going to be the most, guys, that is the most exterior. But I caution you also here. I caution you. Please listen. I caution you that is the most exterior line, okay, of an ideally formed falling wedge. Please pay attention. Of an ideally formed falling wedge. And just hone in with me on this just for a second because, yes, we have when it has the 50 EMAs and it rejects to the 20%. There you go. Good, you're measuring up. That's good. That's part of your. That's good to see, Shaman. That's good to see that you're working on those. Shaman Carlisle, what's going on, Shaman? Nice to see you. So as we would look at an ideally formed falling wedge, would be exactly this, right? Easy, no problem. We understand that. You guys have read the books. You've seen the TA. You know what this is. It's supposed to break out to the upside, ideally in this zone, not as deeply formulated in this apex, right? This compromises the overall impact of a falling wedge. We start to look at formations that may vary from the wedge formation to bring this into some other kind of light that we could say, well, it's not a falling wedge, it may be a different type of reversal pattern. Okay, so when we see a wedge that fails, something that's supposed to be a bullish continuation feature, right, a bullish continuation pattern to the upside, once it starts failing, we're saying, okay, well, it's still there, yes, but now we're looking for some other type of a reversal pattern. Okay, now a wedge is not per se a reversal pattern. Very important. A lot of people will play them like they are, expecting the reversal and the pop out, and we're heading up to our next all-time high. A wedge is not a reversal pattern. So when you get deeper into a wedge, and you can just note for yourself, note to self, right, as you guys trade, okay, as you get involved in things. Note to self that the wedge is a continuation pattern. As you start to wonder if it's going to turn into a reversal pattern, the bulls, guys, the traders, everyone is very cognizant of that transition, okay? In terms of it, well, it's no longer a continuation pattern. It's turned into like, well, we need a recoup. We need, something else in addition, potentially, to the wedge to act as a reversal. So in the midst there, a lot of times you'll wonder, it's like, where's the threshold that we're going to be still continuing to the upside? Well, as soon as we start looking for it, now we need a reversal, right? We're a little bit further into. I'd say about that 1/3 area is really nice to the 1/2 in terms of that, in terms of the breakout procedure we'd like to see there, in terms of that the percentage down that we are along that line of resistance. But just in terms of denoting this, and guys, I have to apologize for last night. Last night my computer was updating. I'm like, what is going on? But yeah, my computer just was updating for hours, so I just let it update. I was like, I'm going to give it some time to breathe. I'm going to let it relax, and was excited about what we got to talk about. This was two things, really. Let's talk about two things. Now, first of all, let me finish this up with BTC real quickly. You have this line, the most exterior line here. Now, is that the right line? Because you guys know I'm snap to grid kind of guy all the time. You guys know that. It's like, well, the London's going to pull the magnet out, snap it. I say get the scalpel out, right? Because the scalpel, if we look at this most exterior line here, is what? It's exactly par on course what got hit. Boom. Right? You're not going to beat that, guys. That's not an opinion. That's not an opinion. That's not a maybe. That's not anything. That's exactly what happened. So in terms of anything else that has occurred, okay, we can discuss that. But that's exactly what has happened. Now we have a very interesting course of events in terms of where we're kind of, I'd say, nestled into a nice little corner here. I'm going to say it's another wedge. Okay, just to give you a little bit of an understanding, this orange line here, let's pay attention to that. The same procedure that I just did, technical procedure in terms of snapping to grid. Okay, I snapped to grid. Okay, and it sounds real remedial, guys, but if you're watching TA that you don't know if this is being done, you can't even trust the lines. Okay, so it sounds real remedial. It's like, oh, this one's boring, right? No, guys, if you're not really seeing it, if you're not doing it on your own computer, you don't even know if it's the real line. So always take that initiative. Always go that extra step. Always make sure that you have the real trend line. It's like, it's day number one is school. We got to make sure, we know exactly with what we're dealing with, right? If you're watching something and you don't see this occur, and take 10 minutes, take 20 minutes, heaven's sakes, take 30 minutes or an hour designing your chart, believe it or not. 30 minutes or an hour, right? When you have extra time and you're waiting on price action, take 30 minutes, okay, and design your chart. Just try it one time. Make everything precise and perfect on whatever you decide to trade. Just do it for a while. Maybe that's a good challenge for 2022. We haven't really thought of one yet, but I like that challenge in terms of, absolutely, just making sure that all your charts are precise, right? It doesn't mean you have to be you'll get quick with it. You'll get very fast, but deploying the right measures, like I could do the snap to grid in probably 20 seconds, right? Dun, 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 dun. So it's it may take you 30 minutes in the beginning, but if you apply the right procedures, it's not gonna take that long in the end. I'll just tell you that, guys. You're gonna develop, and that skill set's crucial. I was talking with Freddie earlier, and it's just Freddie was the champion of January. We're looking for a February champion. Freddie, you got to step up again, brother. We got to see, huh? So yeah, I don't know what you think, Angel. Who's gonna be, huh? Who knows, huh? So as we would look at this, I'm gonna snap to grid, boom, boom. This orange line along the December 3rd pour down. You guys remember that to 42,000, a little bit sub 42,000. Then the secondary, January 22nd. Okay. Boom, boom. We're going to establish these two lines, and it's just real interesting because that orange line in concert with this, and now this is just where the price is at. We don't have to ask about it. This is where it's at. This specific green line across the top resistance, this specific orange dotted line along support, that is where we are. We are just wedged into that. Okay, we're literally. Let me take this off. We're literally just coasting in that zone. Okay, we're up and over that orange line. Okay, the reason that it's kind of fluttering down here and picking up orders in this area is because there are orders along this line. It's a preceding. As you look at it, it's like, well, why isn't it just going through? Well, guys are stacked with orders right here. I'm just telling you they are. It wouldn't be hitting it if they weren't, but I'm just saying in terms of a prior level of support, boom, 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 it's a pretty significant level of support, right? It picked up on December 3rd. Right, that's a big deal. It picked up on December 3rd, right, and then this January. This wasn't as aggressive as a moment, but it still picked up on January 22nd. So that's actually January 10th. Pardon me. That's January 10th. This is December 3rd. Let me make sure on this. December 3rd and January 10th. I had that date with another cross reference, I think, on another coin. Okay, so yes, as we look at this, these are deep pickups. Bottom line is deep pickups. I just saw that date. I wanted to correct it while I saw it immediately. If I ever see a mistake, I will correct it. I'll normally say note that. Okay, note that there is correction. Okay, just so we know. So that's January 10th. For the record, January 10th pour down. Bam. Okay, especially if you're just listening by chance. January 10th pour down. That was to the 39, just sub 40. Okay. This December 3rd was the aggressive one. That was the real hammer down through the just through the ground. That was a big pickup to that 38.2, wasn't it, guys? We'll measure that real quickly just to see, but I think to that 38.2, absolutely. And let me see this here. Let me take the grid off, and be careful when you have the grid or the snap to function on, because it will adjust how you measure things. It'll adjust all types of things. Even your measuring tool will start sticking to things. So be careful. Always just turn that off when you're doing something like a measurement. Yeah, that was to the 38.2. We're currently now, we'll talk about, now that we've identified where the price action is. I have the volume on the screen. I don't always do that, but I wanted to do it because one of the key features right now is that if we are going to bust out of any notion, and you guys see where we're nestled in. If you guys don't have it on your home computer, I know the VIP do already, but it's good just to cover kind of the procedure we went through to get there. If you're wondering why the price action is just kind of like, it's just huddling in this area, right? It's just kind of, there are orders right here. There's just, there are more orders here. I'm going to say this right now. The demand function here is higher than it is to pushing it up and through that line of resistance. So in terms of that, that's just we can say that as a matter of fact. So we do have a little bit of time left in this wedge. Okay, and I'm going to call it a wedge because of this descension and the constriction between this prior resistance and prior support. I'm just going to call it I'm going to call it a wedge. It's going to be this area in here. Okay, it's not an ideal wedge, but just in the classic sense of something that we might say was just kind of like a wedge. Yeah, it's a wedge. Continuation pattern. Yes, same rules apply. Here we go. Same rules apply, guys. In terms of the price action that we're looking at here, we're going to be looking at, okay, the continuation would need to occur a little bit, maybe a third to a half the way down this line of resistance, right? If we get deeply into it, we're going to be looking at some other different type of pattern to play. Now, the different pattern. Now, I'm looking at volume. Why? Because I want to break out on volume. One thing I don't want to omit, I just don't want to omit this, is that in the context of the resistance, okay, as we would talk about the resistance, let me fix up this trend line so that we can, and this is a crucial point. I hope you guys are listening. I hope you guys are having a good week so far, huh? I hope you're booking your trades. We've got to go over some of the other trades that we have had here as a group. It's been fantastic, guys. We're going to go over that in about 2 seconds from we have had some great trades. Congrats to everybody trading. Sand went up like a rocket, did very well. Not like a rocket. It did well in a I'd say a retracement bound market. What else do we have? The Cosmos got some price action. Absolutely got some price action. Was happy to see both Cosmos and Sand got some price action. We featured Sand just for a second, and it went up. We'll talk about those in terms of the measurements, etc. But those each went up. Hopefully you hit your targets, right? That's the whole idea. Hit those targets, right? We want to always just have orders waiting at lower levels. Let's look at the one point I want to bring up here is important as a trader. When you look at okay, I'm going to trade. We're going to bust out of this right here. Let's say we're going to bust out of whatever pattern you've decided that it is. If you have decided that it's not, let's say just a nice wedge, okay, falling wedge. What I would say is this, right? When you look at the breakout here, always look at what your next level of interference is, okay? Always on every coin that you have, guys. Always on every trade that you have, before you decide to go gangbusters on something, always line out. And here, I'm going to line this out above to this preceding level, preceding resistance, right? I'm going to say preceding resistance in this area. Always line out what your take targets are, what's your upside potential. Do you have expectation that you have, say, a measured move where you're going to be moving significantly past this level, right? What would be the measurement that we might want to take from a move like this, right? What would be, if we're not looking at the falling wedge in and of itself right now, particularly for an upside, say, completion back to all-time high? If we're just looking within this zone right here, well, let's say, everybody's looking at, we've been looking at the ascending triangle, okay? So that's a nice feature to work with, and we're going to go over this in some context today. The ascending triangle, okay? The ascending triangle is going to be required. I'd say the requirement thereof is, guys, it's just close. The market, you have to understand, the market's doing this to the traders right now. It's doing this to traders. What we're going to talk about is the fact, typically an ascending triangle, yes, and we mean ascending line of support. The ascending line of support. Typically, we're going to want to see this with a flat top line resistance. A flat top line resistance from the hit here, okay, the hit here, what it can't get up past, resistance, what it can't get up past, here, right? This line, typically we like to see it perfectly straight. The more perfectly straight that you can show me a top line resistance on an ascending triangle, I'm going to tell you the more accommodating that is to buyers. Just as a general rule. Kind of a market technician 101 is if I were to just lay it on the line and say, look, brother, this is it. It needs to be perfectly flat. Not all the time. It doesn't have to be perfectly flat, but the more it starts to angle, markets, guys, we're going to start looking at this. Is it kind of, I don't want it to be a coil. I don't want it to be a symmetrical triangle, right? So the more that this starts to pull up, not that this one has pulled up too much, right, pulled up in terms of the angle here, right? It still has the overall, I'd say this overall, effect of being somewhat flat. Now, what is it following, right? What is it following relatively well? It's following the angle relatively well of, and this is why we have an angle on it, of this preceding moment and pour down on December 3rd and the preceding pour down on January 10th. Corrected date, sorry about that, okay? So this specific angle here is being carried through just a bit, okay, just a bit in terms of, now it did creep up through and try and re-enter and break through that prior support, okay? It turned into kind of a fake out and resistance. But as we look at that, it's real crucial to realize we're still kind of operating along that general angle here. If you're trying to find what is that angle, why don't we have a flat top? Because with a flat top, buyers right now are gangbusters, guys. We're ready, all right? We're ready for an ascending triangle. We're ready for a reversal of this, of the overall retracement. So that's what's going on, that same line that I talked about. You guys got that, huh? The reason we're angled on BTC right now within this line, yeah, okay. That is the carryover function of the preceding levels and hits of support on the wicks. Do that on the 4-hourly. Bam, bam. Watch that just conform over and see why we have this kind of an angled function. It's perfectly within conformance on that 4-hourly. Give me about 2 seconds. Let me have a sip of coffee. If you guys got any questions, let me know, especially VIP. Let me know what's going on. I need to hear what you guys are doing. Give me 2 seconds. All right. Okay. So streaming is a I tell you, I like to stream, but my coffee gets cold. I can't tell you guys because I'm a cool guy. I like to smoke cohibas. I like good coffee, everything like that. And when I stream, my coffee gets cold. Like I don't know about that because I wind up talking to you guys, right? Just reading through what's going on, watching the market. Like, man, my coffee got cold. So when I take a break, I do appreciate it because I don't like cold coffee, right? Kind of like I don't like bad patterns, right? In terms of trading, you guys know that, and an interesting dynamic that we have pinpointed, okay, here, and not that no one else can do it. So we're not the solo stars of the markets. That's not it. But we spend the time to get the lines right. All right, we will, we'll spend the time to work with not only that line of resistance, we'll also spend the time on this line of support, right? Absolutely. You wind up when you do things like that, you wind up being able to tell other people the reason why we have an angle to this triangulation right now. Okay? And that's different. That is what makes us different than the other channels is we spend the time daily. By the morning, by the afternoon, by the night, by the end of the next morning, we're going to have it, right? That's what we focus on. The market requires a lot of hard work from the participants. If you really, guys, just realize how competitive the market is. Realize how competitive the market is. If you're not doing well in the market, realize how competitive it is. It's not a hype factory. Sometimes you can jump on the hype train and it'll work out. I tell you, a lot of times, guys, it's hard work. If you're not putting the hard work into your game, it's going to be notable. I'm gonna say it's going to be reflected in your I'd say probably your I don't want to say maybe you're not doing well. Maybe some of you did so well and you didn't lift a finger. Most of the time, it's going to require a little bit of hard work and it's just a competitive marketplace. So as we look at this, let's talk about if the Bulls have their way. Then we're going to discuss this in context. We'll review Dot again. I want to make sure that Angel is around when I do that. But if he is busy or tied up with family, I understand. I hope everything's going well and it's a good start to the week. I was excited about, by the way, if you're listening, Angel, I wanted to stream earlier today. It would have been a great time to stream. The market was on fire. Huh? Everything was just running up. So BTC at 45K would be nice. It's technically indicated. All right. With the understanding that we go through a lot of things in the VIP, etc., and especially Angel has been around Bitcoin since $7.79. Angel understands something can be technically indicated, and especially after we spend time on this channel, it's like, yeah, it's technically indicated, and you have about 30 more minutes to, you're going to discuss the 30 other things that are technically indicated along with it, and until you wrap your mind around the entirety of that, of those indications, it's not a simple 1, 2, 3, bam, here you go, there's the answer. It's just not, and for the, for the, what is it? The shopping your TA. I really appreciate that, Angel. What you said. We just don't shop our TA, like adamantly. We don't do it. The one sheet. Here you go. Throw it up, and this is going to go to to X percentage, and you enter here. You exit there. It's some of those will work. Some of them will, and the other ones will probably cost you as much as some of the other ones that work did. It's the highly specific work that you get into where you know this chart like the back of your hand. Like I'm gonna tell you guys, 99%. I'm gonna tell you guys, 99% of the market does not know why this line is angled. They don't know the implications of it in terms of a recapture to this specific area up top. They don't, and there's a lot more to the discussion that we could currently have. But when you talk to maybe more than 99%, right? You'll find guys in big offices that won't go to the detail to really find out. Oh, okay, that's why that. Yeah, that's why that's like that. So as we explore the technicals, as we really a word that Freddie might use, diligence. By the way, shout out to Richard. Richard, our VIP. He just passed some big test, nursing test or something like that. Shout out to Richard. What's up, Richard? Rios in the house. What's up, Richard? Very nice to see that you are excelling in life. That makes VIP, man. That's awesome. I'm excited. Just smart guys all the way around. Former U.S. Army. I just am excited about the military that we have in and around. I formerly studied military intelligence, so yeah, I'm a big fan of the military and all things kind of powerful. USA all the way, baby. What's up? As we would talk about Kuda, shout out AJ Crypto, shout out Jason's lit in the house. Daniel, what's up? All you guys are more than welcome all the time here. You guys know that. And shout out to Big H. What's up, Big H? I hope all you guys and Navy SEALs are doing well all the time, and everybody else. What's going on? So that's just a bit of shout out to some VIP and some good friends I've got. So as we would look at The classic requirements now. Let's dig in. Now that we pointed out the defect here, let's talk about the classic requirements. Then we'll delve into where we're at here on a more analytical approach, okay? Classic requirements, okay, a for a ascending triangle, right? We have an ascending line of support, buyers stepping in. Buyers have not quit, by the way. The overall indication here, the overall feeling with Bitcoin is since we hammered down, and really we haven't felt it since we hammered down through to our secondary target below, boom, boom, buyers have not quit. They've been strongly in control of this ascending market here in terms of price. It is tangibly felt like that. Few drops down to pick up some levels, right? Few dropped down last night, boom, boom, just to pick up a level, right? But buyers have just been, the orders have been there. So that's been nice to be able to feel that for a little bit of a change, right? So let's look at what's the price on BTC real quickly. Down about 0.83, and DOT still holding about 2.55. Angel, want to watch that wedge I sent you. Don't want that to fall back through on the other side of that rising little wedge that we have here. Just pay attention to that on the other side after it busted on through it. Didn't want to spoil didn't want to spoil anything like that. Thing's gonna bust that rising wedge. Like, there we go, boom. It was nice to see that. As we would look at the classic definition, yes, we need a flat top. We don't have it. We know why. Okay, at least we know why right now. It's trying to treat it a little bit like a coil with this descending line of support, right? That is using as just a cross trend line in terms of the support to resistance function, right? That support, boom, boom, support to resistance, boom, boom function, right? Easy stuff. Easy stuff. And let's see here. I want to change this up a little bit. I'm going to go. There we go. That's cool. I like that. All right. Now that looks good. I like that black and green. That's cool. That looks like the Lambo. Nice Lambo. Love that one Lambo videos. Nice. I don't know if you guys are into Lambos and stuff like that. That black and green one, just nice. Very nice. So as we would talk, we have Ferrari all over the place here because we like cars. We like Ferraris. We like Lambos. We like all things fast, fun, and yeah, challenging pretty much. So as we talk about this pickup by the buyers has been impressive. It's been along the EMAs, but we haven't been really challenged where I was at before I went Lambo in the head. As we talk about this secondary pickup feature here at the 33,734, good news is what? Good news is you guys had this level a week at least. I don't know, guys, a week to 10 days at least on BTC. Absolutely, you had it here, just right here at this channel. No one else that I know of anywhere has came up with this specific level. So boom, on the 4 hourly, you're dead set as yes, that was my target. If you're still involved in price, beautiful. Like beautiful. The more the more anxious questions that I get, just so that you know that, are from buyers who just got involved. Okay, and it's going to be like this. I mean, you talk to Angel about Bitcoin right now. Talk to him about Bitcoin. He's been in Bitcoin since $7.79. Do you think he's anxious right now? Not at all. Not one bit is he anxious at all about it, right? But it's a good example because the people who were really anxious right now, let's see, gonna help me get some cars. There we go. We hope so, Cody. Absolutely in the house. That's my cousin's name, by the way. Very nice. Help you help you get some cars. You can get them. You gotta work for them. That or you gotta really hit some out of the park, which you can do in crypto. I don't know what your trading background is. We'd love to hear more about it. Sounds like you're a cool dude. Sounds like you guys are cool guys. Yeah, let us know. We like the base camp is just our introductory kind of level. VIP is like restricted zone in the back, etc. And we're back there with Freddie. Freddie's our champ. I'll show him from this was from January. He was the trophy champ. Boom, we got the moon there on the left. We got the VIP logo, him holding Bitcoin, etc. So he powered through a level of resistance, and we trade. That's straight out of like Angel's mouth. I'll just say that. He's like the mantra the other night was we trade. Period. One other thing that he wanted me to focus on, I didn't communicate this the other night, but I will now. Angel is, and you see the picture of Angel on the top right. He's our guy. I would say Angel is is stamina, right? Is stamina. Just in terms of the ability to really get through the market, the ability to really tackle it. It ain't a deal like, sometimes we're here at the wheel in terms of the computer and on the market. I mean, sometimes till 5 in the morning, 6 in the morning. I mean, it's just it takes it, and you guys know on crypto, it does it. And if you guys are new, you're talking about getting into the car and this and that. The market has an odd way of rewarding people who have really put in their 2 cents into the market, right? In terms of the time, their that effort really goes a long way. I've seen that in terms of like Josh on the bottom right. He listened to everything. He was there on conference calls. He earned $1 million last year in trading. So it's just I see that with people who were willing to put the time in. It's not always fun. I don't want to listen to a stream for 3 hours. Well, I get it, right? So I don't always want to stream for 3 or 4 hours. But I know when I put the time in, I just know this for a fact. I wind up finding lines like this. I know I can be out and about, and immediately I can be able to tell, you know what, I need to tell the VIP in the back, and this is what's cool. Like I need to give the VIP a message in the back because this is all about charts. It's all about the different technicals that we're finding. But I'm plugged into price like 24/7. Boom. Boom. Like I barely need an alarm clock. You guys get like this too. It's like, I'll wake up and Bitcoin just did kind of where I have something scoped out or whatever I'm trading has something scoped out. It's like, yeah, I need an alarm clock, but I'll throw a power nap in. And, I'm kind of plugged into the technicals enough. I kind of know where price is going. I already have my orders set up below. I say all the time, we're always buying and we're always selling, right? Buying where? At lower prices. Selling where? At higher prices, right? The amount of time that Bitcoin spends really dug in low or really shooting up and high, right? It's a limited time. A lot of times it likes to carve sideways, right? And you lose those opportunities, sometimes even to sell, right? Absolutely. And it feels like definitely to buy, but not to sell. We're a little bit maybe less inclined to just go ahead. We have to hit the button, right? We got to hit the button. No one can hit the button for you in trading. You guys know that. No one can just sit there and hit the button. You got to hit the button. Most people take that as, well, I have to buy. All right, that means I have to buy something. I'm going to be able to buy. I can do this. I've worked around, guys, a lot of professional, just personally and otherwise. I've been around some of the top traders. If not, like I say, like at one point, like the top trader from Wall Street. And him to me was, in terms of that, no, it's to buy, but you got to sell it. Yeah, you got to be able to buy it, and you got to be able to hit the button and sell it. Boom. So you can, in terms of the overall psychology of the market is crucial. Okay, it is that double-edged sword. You want to be in charge of both, both ends of the blade, guys. They're just absolutely on that. Okay, both ends of the blade, right? I'm going to tell you that. So it's that's just a crucial deal because yes, I want to buy it. Okay, I got my targets in. Boom, you're going to sell it. Right? Where's your threshold? And you're going to have everyone. It's not a cop out. Everyone's going to have a different threshold. Right during this phase, like it was comfortable. This was a nice phase. This hasn't been as enjoyable. We know we're getting to a better zone here, where each move to the upside is a bigger percentage move. Right now, if you haven't watched much, I just recommend you watch some old streams on that. But each percentage move, like this bull flag, boom, repeat, bull flag, boom, attempt to repeat. Right. Each one of these moves is a bigger percentage gain from a lower price threshold. So that's it's just what is this 130% in December to January of 2020 to 21? Yeah, 135%. Boom. The same move amplitude is 85% here. So you can choose 130% or 85%. Which one would you rather trade? Now the time it takes, right? Angel, right? As you had mentioned, the time it takes to walk it down. I really like that. To walk it down. That's the truth. No, we got to walk this thing down. It doesn't want to just, we got a little lucky down here, huh? But then it wanted to go sideways for a bit. But most of these will walk down levels of the Fibonacci, making it difficult, right, for you to engage in shorting. Right, the market's real good. If you got a game plan, it'll make it difficult in terms of you're capturing, kind of your game plan. So it's always challenging to people. But the good news is here, and I'll get back to this. The people who are antsy right now, where's it going? What's it doing? Should I get in? Should I not get in? Well, we hit targets. We focus on the lower end targets. Right now, those targets have been successful. So in terms of this, no one who hit their targets down here is really that antsy. It's like they understand, these are target levels. What are there? Well, there are other target levels potentially lower to get to. That would be nice, believe it or not. It would be great to pick up from here. I just showed people the 130% versus the 85%. And I know you guys think maybe that's just a spin. That's just London spinning something. Well, you can tell me at the end of the year, if you have a choice at the end of the year, okay, guys, between 135% or 85%, which one do you want at the end of the year? Okay? Or let's say it winds up being 500% versus 300%. So, it's not a tagline. It's not a sales pitch when you're talking about, oh, you mean at the end of the year. Yeah, this isn't happening overnight, guys. All right, this stuff's not happening overnight. So when we have to spend time and get price lower, yeah, we start to have considerations like the end of the year. So when I talk about the price going lower, to achieve a dynamic where each